The political fire at the Delhi University North Campus has now reached the office of the Delhi Commission for Women. Kargil martyr's daughter Gurmehar Kaur, who claimed she was sexually harassed during clashes at Ramjas College last week, has now filed a written complaint with the DCW. She spoke exclusively to India Today after lodging a complaint. She dismissed allegations of her post or her complaint being politically motivated and insisted it is purely a students' movement for free speech and freedom from hooliganism. Gurmehar had alleged she'd received rape threats after she expressed her outrage against the violence by students belonging to the Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad or ABVP during clashes.
First things first, I really want to make the people out there, very famous people, calling me, questioning my nationalism and calling me an anti-nationalist. They don't understand patriotism. Okay. Secondly, what we started is not a political movement, which is what I really want everyone in the country to know. This is not about politics. This is not about political parties. It is about students, our campuses being safe from violent threats. Okay, and it doesn't matter what organization it comes from. Campuses are supposed to be safe from any kind of threats. Second, it's that nobody, no matter who you are, no matter what association, organization you belong to, cannot threaten women with rape. That cannot happen. So this movement is not for anybody. This is a students' movement. Okay, it is for the students, and it is so that our campuses are university campuses. What university campuses are for? Education, cultivating art, doing poetry, for drama, writing, studying. That is what campuses are for.
हम लोग ये ट्रेंड देख रहे हैं आजकल कि जिसका मन आता है सोशल मीडिया के ऊपर वो महिलाओं के ऊपर अभद्र टिप्पणी करते हैं, गलत तरीके की भाषा इस्तेमाल करते हैं और इतनी उनकी दबंगई हो गई है कि खुलेआम रेप करने की धमकियों पे धमकियां देते हैं। मुझे लगता है कि दिल्ली पुलिस को इस केस में ऐसा एक एग्जाम्पल सेट करना चाहिए, इन सारे लड़कों के ऊपर FIR दर्ज करके इनको अरेस्ट करना चाहिए, जिससे कि आगे किसी की हिम्मत ना हो कि किसी भी लड़की के ऊपर अभद्र टिप्पणी चाहे सोशल मीडिया में चाहे बाहर वो कर सके।
आपको लगता है कि ये सब प्री प्लान है?
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि इसके पीछे कुछ लोग हैं जो उस बच्ची के कोमल दिमाग के इन बातों का वो फायदा ले रहे हैं और मेरा तो डाउट है कि इसके पीछे कुछ राजनीतिक साजिश चल रही है।
I want to bring in Kavita Krishnan in this debate. I also want to bring Colonel V.N. Thapar. He lost his brave son, Captain Vijayan Thapar, in that Kargil war of 1999. Major Gaurav Arya joins us in the studio, a young veteran. And also with us is Dr. Dinesh Varshney. He is the Assistant Secretary of the CPI and a professor at the Delhi University. But Kavita Krishnan, I want to start with you, ma'am. There are complaints or allegations by the BJP that this is politically motivated. Even this young girl Gurmehar said that universities should be for education, for art, for culture. But what we saw, the allegations are there were Kashmir Mange Azadi and Bastar Mange Azadi slogans raised at Ramjas College. So where does that come in education and art, ma'am?
Yeah, Gaurav, can I say something here? First,
Please.
Let me make it very clear that Umar Khalid actually did not even attend that particular event that the ABVP attacked, nevertheless with rocks and stones, all right? And a slogan's answer has to be a slogan, okay? What Gurmehar is saying is that she is not raising an Azadi slogan. She is simply saying that the ABVP Gundagardi, hooliganism and violence, outright violence was not on. And for that she received a rape threat. A teacher who was standing outside his own college was nearly strangled and he was kicked in the kidneys. He is still suffering the consequences of that. So I think that what we have to be very clear about is that you may disagree with somebody's ideas, ideology, politics, and I think what Gurmehar is also saying is that that is a separate debate. The debate here is, can we allow a student organization, just because it has the backing of the ruling party, to use violence, outright hooliganism, rocks and stones, to shut up those whom it says are anti-national? One more point, Gaurav. The ABVP leader Saurabh Sharma, who was
can we take this one point at a time? I want to get Major Gaurav Arya on this. Major Arya, Kavita, there is merit in what Kavita Krishnan says. ABVP may be opposed to what is happening there, but rape threat and also beating up people cannot be accepted under any circumstances, sir.
Yeah, Gaurav, I'd like to take this away from AVBP and the JNU students. First, to what Gurmehar Kaur said. Now, see, I have seen her videos. Gurmehar Kaur has not said anything anti-national, right? Yes. Number one. If she has not said anything against India, if she has not said anything anti-national, and she has put up a poster a few years back saying that, Pakistan did not kill my father, war killed my father. Now, to question her on this is very, very juvenile. How a young child deals with the demise of her father is something very personal to her. These people who are criticizing Gurmehar Kaur had probably not even heard of her or heard of her father a few years back. And she has she was I think 2 years old when she lost her father. Now she's 20 plus, and now this young lady is dealing with her father's loss the best way she can. That's okay. Gurmehar Kaur has not said anything against India. That is number one. Number two, as far as parties, AVBP or any other party, this normally happens, I mean, in Calcutta, in West Bengal and in Kerala. You find the Communist Party also supports its students' wing, and it is wrong. I agree with what Gurmehar Kaur is saying. University, we have studied in the same college, Gaurav, and we realize that when there is no politics in college, you have a better college.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, the college we went to, there was absolutely no politics whatsoever. Education is what colleges should be all about. And Professor, that is where the problem arises. If colleges permit Kashmir mange azadi or Bastar mange azadi type slogans, that leads to friction. Should that be avoided in the first place, sir? Professor Varshney.
Look, let me tell you, Gaurav, first. As a matter of principle, I do not subscribe to that view that the students should not take part in politics. Politics governs the nation. Philosophically, most of us are, those who are very sincere leaders towards society, are product of the student movement. Whether it is Arun Jaitley, whether it is Kohli ji, Malhotra ji, Mukherjee ji, many of us, hundreds of us. Second thing is, if anybody says that there should not be a politics in campuses, is the biggest politics. To keep away the youth of the country to not to become politically conscious, so that they continue their loot, so that they continue their privatization of education. And what about Gurmehar thing? Why the Delhi police has not acted? That day she was sent a very nasty reply to her Twitter by a boy, I forget his name.
Okay.
And why he has not been arrested?
True.
That language demands arrest. What is Police Commissioner of Delhi is doing? What is the Special Commissioner of Northwest Delhi Range is doing? I am very sorry to say the police role is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Okay.
Number three, why the Deputy Minister of State for Home, Kiran Rijiju ji, is speaking on violence. Chief Finance Minister is speaking on the subversion. He himself was the president of the Student Union. The students' wings, whether ABVP or
but you still haven't answered the basic question I asked you, Professor.
I'm coming to that.
Kashmir mange azadi and Bastar mange azadi.
Nobody in this country supports these slogans.
So why is there no criticism?
The people of Kashmir are the people of India.
Why is there no criticism of these statements? Why are these chants happening in our universities? Are we mainstreaming? Are we mainstreaming? No, sir, hear me out. Are we mainstreaming such secessionist voices in Delhi University or Jawaharlal Nehru University?
Not a single national political party, including BJP, not a single national or state political party supports these types of slogans. During Kanhaiya arrest also we said we condemn these type of arrest. Not a single boy, those who shouted slogan of Azadi, Kashmir Maje Azadi, has been arrested till today. And the High Court has not established the proof that Kanhaiya or Umar Khalid are the traitors or the sedition charges are proved. Number two, look, we do not support these slogans, but at the same time, the universities are meant for debate, discussion, investigation and research.
Your son made the supreme sacrifice of his life for that Kashmir, about which some people are now saying ye mange azadi. As a father who lost his son, what would you tell these people and what would you tell young Gurmehar, whatever be her views, sir?
Right. First of all, besides being the father of a martyr, I have been in the army since '62 and seen all the wars that have taken place and I'm witness to so many people sacrificing their lives in brave acts of, for the country. So therefore, my viewpoint is a little different. At the beginning of this debate, I would like to pay all the respects to Captain Mandeep Singh, who sacrificed his life for the nation. So that is a matter which is really different. So far as war is concerned, I think I am the last person who has gone through the effects of war to ever think about having a conflict with anyone else. I think peace must prevail. That's the first thing I want to say. However, war is not in vacuum. Like she's talking about war, killed her father. It's not in vacuum. It should never be suggested that the war was a one-sided effort in which, unfortunately, Mandeep, her father, had to pay the price. So that is the point number one that I want to make. War is thrust upon us, and we have to meet the challenge of that war, no matter how distasteful it may be. The second point that I want to make is, please, everyone who is a party to this particular issue, why can't we keep the martyrdom out of this entire business? You are talking about freedom of speech, you are talking about various other factors, but you bring in Kargil.
Yes.
Why?
Okay.
Whoever wants to exploit, it's a very emotive issue. It is an issue on which stands for certain values. Kargil is not just a geographical matter that you are talking about. It stands for certain values.
Okay.
Just a minute. And in this particular case, it is erroneous to say bring in Kargil, because it never happened in Kargil war. It happened 350 kilometers away from Kargil, which is outside the geographical. You have written a book on that, and you know what is Op Vijay.
Yep.
It is 350 kilometers beyond, and it is also beyond the time. Kargil Op Vijay finished on 26th of October. Sorry.
Yes. Kavita Krishnan also wants to come in on the issue of secession. Campus politics, while you have two groups who may want to take on each other.
Gaurav, no, Gaurav, let me please
go on.
No, fine.
Go on.
Let me just speak, Gaurav, because I've listened to everyone else without interrupting. What I want to say here is that we are shifting the goalposts of the debate. Let me remind you that it was a seminar on cultures of protest. There was nothing to do with any other issue there. Even Umar had been invited to a panel to speak about his research on Bastar, where there are terrible human rights violations happening, which have been admitted, which is why even the police chief there had to be sent off, had to be changed recently. You know that very well. My point is that people in Delhi, you cannot gag them. They will talk about these. You may disagree with them. If you disagree with something that a speaker at a seminar is saying, or even with a slogan that is being raised, the answer can be another slogan. And I'm sure that these are slogans that are in a terrible minority as it is. Okay. My point is that you cannot say that the answer, and it's an excuse, it's a pretext. Okay. Last year, the pretext was all this slogans and whatnot. Delhi University, this was not happening. Okay, there was no intention to even raise any slogans there. After all, it was a seminar. The ones who started the sloganeering were the ABVP, who came and raised ugly, dirty slogans against teachers, sexist slogans against women students, women teachers. They threw a rock which broke the window and came right into a seminar room. My point is that the issue squarely here has to be, and that we shouldn't shift the goalpost there. This is not about right versus left. This is not about ideology or politics on campuses. You can have plenty of politics on campuses, and that's perfectly fine. You can't have violence and hooliganism on campuses.
Absolutely. No two ways about it, but Major Gaurav Arya wants to respond. Major Arya, go on.
Along with
I just want to...
ma'am, fair point. No, women's safety is paramount. That goes without saying. Nobody should threaten a woman or anyone for that matter, and free speech. Okay, go on, Major Arya, you want to make your point.
Okay, I agree with Kavita and also you, Gaurav, that as far as women's safety is concerned, there is no conversation, there is no debate about it. Number one. Number two is that, freedom of speech is not protected by some law in the IPC. It is protected by the soldier on the border. Without him, you would have no free speech. Without him, you would have pretty much nothing here. So we are not saying that there should be no free speech. But I do not believe in free speech which questions the idea of India. I do not believe that we should allow free speech which says Kashmir mange azadi, and by whom? by a bunch of students for what? I mean, there are so many other topics to discuss in this world. If you feel there are human rights violations in Kashmir, please discuss them. If you feel that uniformed personnel have raped and killed, they must be punished. I'm saying this on national TV. But Hindustan ke tukde honge? You're looking for a fight if you say that.
Professor Varshney, you must respond to Major Arya. There is merit on what he says. Freedom of expression does not mean you ask for country to be broken into pieces.
Look Gaurav, and with due regard to Major Saab, there are historical records in Bengal during ancient times that there was a rebellion by Kavartas against the state.
Sir, can we talk about current times? No, let's talk about current times.
The people of Bastar, the people of Kashmir, the poor people, the farmers, the rebellion activities, the protest activities has to be recorded for India's independence struggle, during India's independence struggle also.
In 2017.
And those who talk of, because of, do not speak of an idea against the idea of the India free speech, do not use the free speech against the idea of India. I would like to know what happened during the demonetization. Entire country was standing in the queue. We should not speak against this. We should not protest against this.
Kashmir mange azadi and demonetization are two different
things. The tribal land in the Bastar is in danger. We should not speak for this. What do you mean by this thing?
I just want to say that today,
the gap between the rich and poor is increasing.
What does that have to do with Kashmir?
Today a young officer is battling for his life.
Yes.
7 people have died there. What for? I'd like to ask, what for?
West Colonel Thapar, with due regard to you. Yeah. Yes, we regard that.
No, all right.
We respect that.
Let me finish.
You correctly said, war should not be imposed.
Let me finish. What I'm trying to say is that there's an officer who's battling between life and death.
Okay.
One of his colleagues has died.
Yes.
5 others are wounded. What for? For whom?
And what has happened to Gurmehar? She is a daughter of a Kargil martyr.
No.
Okay.
She is a daughter of the Kargil martyr. She has been threatened. Her Twitter account has been made with nasty this thing.
I have not finished.
Vulgar comments.
Okay.
Vulgar comments.
Vulgar comments and trolling. It's a phenomena which is common to each and every woman who is of any state.
Just one second.
Everywhere you are getting trolling.
Sir, एक second, sir. There are 2 things. First of all, the people who have abused Gurmehar Kaur need to be put in jail.
Yes.
Okay. We are not talking about that. Number 2, demonetization was a decision by the government. It has got nothing to do with the integrity of India.
Why entire people have been standing in the queue?
Sir, 1 minute, sir, hold on please. Allow me to complete.
Look, the government runs the policy. The policy matter has to be criticized. The policy matter has to be evaluated by the academicians in the university.
You are digressing.
1 minute.
No, you're digressing. The issue is not demonetization. The issue is Kashmir ki azadi slogans.
We condemn that.
That's all you're saying.
Exactly.
You want to just hold on, sir.
We have fought for
I should be allowed to complete my sentence. Sir, allow me to please complete. All I'm saying is that, sir, if demonetization is a problem, it must be discussed with the students on the streets, in the courtroom, wherever you want to discuss. I'm not even talking about that. All I am saying is that you cannot question the integrity of the nation. And the nation is different from BJP, the Congress, the CPIM, and etc. You know, don't question India. You don't like Narendra Modi, fine. You don't like the Congress, it's absolutely fine. You don't like a policy of the government, you're well within your rights.
Major Arya, India consists of all segments of people, all communities. And what is that?
But that
Ramjan and Diwali and Kabristan and Shamsan.
I want to make one thing.
Is it not against the idea of India?
Kabristan and the issue.
Shamsan Ghat. Yes, it's not against the idea of India.
I look at it this way.
Comments, yes, sir.
They are all sharing the resources of this country. They are breathing the air of this country. They are drinking the water of this country. They are eating the grain of this country. They are getting subsidized, best education in the country possible. And yet they are giving such like sermons.
Slogans you're saying are, all our guests are on the same page. Anti-India slogans are unacceptable. Equally unacceptable is violence, threats of violence against anybody from airing his or her opinion.